Okay, if you are between the ranks iron, silver, or bronze, you are going to find this video extremely valuable. If you are above the rank of silver, you're probably not going to find it as valuable as a player in those ranks would find it, but still, you're going to get some value out of this video. So with that being said, let's jump right into it. First things first, guys. I have to lay the foundations, because if you don't know what you need to improve in, you're not going to improve. And a lot of players in lower elo, they don't know what they need to work on. They don't know what they need to focus on to actually get better, and that's why they stay hard stuck. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to not stay hard stuck, how to rank up literally starting today. This video is going to be so freaking valuable for you guys that yeah, you're welcome in advance. That's how freaking valuable it is. Okay, I'm just kidding. Anyways, let's jump right into it, guys. So first things first, most lower elo players, they love to peek angles like this. What did I just do? I just did what's called shift peeking. Shift peeking, big mistake. Never ever shift peek. When do lower elo players typically make this mistake? Whenever they're defaulting or they're trying to be quiet and sneaky. Because they're trying to be quiet and sneaky, they tend to peek like this, and you might not even realize that you do this very often. But they tend to do that a lot, and because they do this a lot, they get caught off guard, they get insta one-tapped, and they wonder why they're getting one-tapped. That is exactly why. How do you counter it? Well, number one, do you want to swing from all the way back here? No, that's not the answer. You're not just going to swing from all the way back here now because you were swinging from up close initially. No. If you swing from back here, what's going to happen? Your movement's going to get stopped by the wall, and it's not going to be beneficial. If you swing from all the way up here, what's going to happen? They're going to see half your body first, and before you even see them. So we don't want to swing from too close to the angle, and we also don't want to swing from too far away. What we want to do is just stay in the middle. It's really that simple. You don't have to overcomplicate it. You don't need to be like, according to the science, I should be around 4 meters. No. All you have to do is just be in the middle. It's just that simple. Just stay relatively in the middle, and you're going to be good to go. Now, second thing, what you want to master is called silent peeking. Okay, silent peeking is the art of peeking an angle without holding your shift key, only using your A and D keys, but also not making a single step when you're peeking. Whenever you're defaulting, whenever you're trying to be quiet, this is going to be your best friend. This is going to be extremely valuable. So this is what you guys need to practice and get really good at, is silent peeking angles, not shift peeking angles. There is a big difference. Okay, that's the first thing. The second thing I want to talk about is how to re-peek an angle, because this is also a big mistake that I see a lot of students make, which is anytime they re-peek an angle, they love to peek the angle the exact same way that they peeked it initially, which we don't want to do. I'll explain to you how this works. So let's say that there's a guy here, okay, and let's say that he's holding me and I'm going to be over there, and let's say he's holding me like this, and let's say that initially I peeked into him, I was able to get some shots off, and then I tucked. Okay, this happens a lot in Valorant, where you peek into an angle, you're able to get some shots off, maybe you don't get the kill, and that way you tuck right back in because now he's shooting at you, whatever the case may be. At this point, you have two options. Number one, you can either swing right back into him and go for the fight, which a lot of players would do, which is a big mistake. Or number two, you can switch up the way that you peek the angle. I'm going to show you in a second how you do that, but let's talk about why that's a mistake. The reason why it's a mistake is because if this guy shot at you and you're weak now, right, and he knows where you are, even if you're not weak, right, as long as he knows where you are, his crosshair is going to be naturally positioned in the exact area of where you're going to re-peek. And if you just re-peek, you're just going to walk right into his crosshair, and it's a free one tap for him. Okay, so we never want to re-peek angles that we already peeked into. Okay, what we want to do is we want to re-peek it in a completely different way by walking closer to the angle and then re-swinging, or if we were already close to the angle, then walking further away and then re-swinging. Why? Because now it's going to throw off of his crosshair placement. So initially, if you're peeking close, he's going to be looking here, then you're peeking up here, he has to make the adjustment. If you were peeking from up here, he's up here, now he has to look down here, right? This can apply to many different areas of the map, but that's the general idea you want to follow anytime you're re-peeking an angle. Now that we've covered that, let's talk about intention behind peeking. Anytime you peek an angle in the game of Valorant, you need to be ready to always get out of that angle. You don't want to just peek an angle and only stand still and stay committed to it. Every single time you peek an angle, you want to be ready to move and strafe during that gunfight. Extremely important if you want to climb very fast, which once again, a lot of players in lower elo do not do that exact thing. Okay, let's talk about movement now. How do we want to get good at movement as a silver, bronze, or iron player? I'm going to make it very easy for you guys and very simple. Now, obviously, I have an entire movement guide inside of my program, so I'm not going to reveal too much free value here, but I'm going to reveal just enough to get you out of bronze, silver, whatever low rank that you're in, and this should be enough to help you get into gold. How do we want to practice it? Pretty simple. Shoot 2 shots on any wall of choice. You're going to start here. You're going to swing up until your crosshair gets to this point, and you're going to tap the opposite key to make sure that your bullet sticks. So notice how this bullet went further away. That is not what we want to do. We want to be accurate. Okay, so that's the goal. Okay, it's not going to disappear, and that one does not want me to. Okay, we'll try here. So 2 shots starting here, stop here, shoot, come here, stop here, shoot. Okay, now the goal with this is we don't want to move our mouse. Okay, yes, you know, you might be tempted to be like boom, boom. Okay, I'm doing it the wrong way. Boom, 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 boom. You might be tempted to use your mouse, but you don't want to use your mouse. We just want to tap, go all the way here, 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 tap. You can start off really slow, but then you want to build up speed. Okay, build up speed. And you eventually want to get to the point where you can just do it really accurately in this very small zone. That is how we want to get to. Eventually we want to get to this point where you can do it really accurately in this small area, but you want to start off just doing it from far away, so that way you can have time to stop and learn to be accurate. Okay, that is the goal. And now eventually what we're going to do is we're just going to shoot a bunch of shots in the middle, and every time you swing this angle, you're just going to swing into it, and then you're going to use the exact same concept where you tap the opposite key and you shoot. Tap the opposite key and shoot. Swing, tap the opposite key, shoot. Tap the opposite key, shoot. And just try and get accurate. This is called good gunfight hygiene. Once you have good gunfight hygiene and you can do that accurately, then you can implement that into your matches. And when you can implement that into your matches, you are going to rank up very, very fast. So yes, when we swing angles, we don't want to just stand still and use our tracking. When we swing angles, we don't want to just let go of our key and not tap the opposite key. When we swing an angle, we want to be ready to always tap the opposite key, always ready to strafe during our gunfights, and having good gunfight hygiene while remaining as accurate as possible. And that is all there is going to be for this video. If you want to get coached by me personally to help you rank up to Immortal and beyond, all you have to do is fill out the form below.